si favorite guest ni Christian. I'm just kidding. Favorite guest ng lahat ay si Secretary Ronald Liamas. Kamusta kayo, Secretary?
Okay naman, no? Waiting for your invitation. Buti naman, inimbitahan mo ako.
Aba.
Oo.
Meron
Lalo
na
na,
kayong
nandiyan ka
Cristiano
sa...
Ronaldo eh.
Lalo
Christian,
na,
tapos...
hindi, meron akong bago, twice a week.
Aba,
Kay Juan, kay Alvin El Chico, at
aba.
saka kay Doris Bigornia sa uma. Kaso aga, 6:30.
I know.
I don't wake up that much, pero siyempre,
Ay
prime time.
nako, Ronald, magpasalamat ka sa amin ni Cristiano at saka ni Ricardo ha. Dahil sa amin dalawa, nakilala ka talaga ng husto ng mga tao. Siyempre, kilala ka nila before pa, pero this time, alam nila magaling talaga to si Ronald.
Pinahirapan mo nga ako eh. No? Yung 6:30, who wakes up at 6 a.m.? No? Lalo na ako, insomniac ako. No? Kaya minsan sisingilin ko kayo eh. No?
Ay nako,
Tinulak nyo ako sa bangin, tapos wala namang bayad, t-shirt
basta
lang.
ako ang sisingil sa'yo kasi ako yung talent manager mo ngayon. Pinasikat ka namin ni Christian lalo, di ba?
Kaso puro pro bono, walang bayad.
Aba, hindi pa naubos yung drinks na binigay ko sa'yo. May ano ba yan, naka one session pa yan.
Hindi katulad ni Christian tsaka ni Michael, ang daming
T-shirt.
ang daming ads. Ang daming ads. Sabi ko, kumikita yata ito mga to, may mga TV ads ah.
Ako, binaba ko nga yung ads ko para di ka na magsalita. De, napansin mo, pag mga ka-R&R, no, pag mga topic na humanitarian, wala akong ads. Like Gaza, Delima. So as a matter of principle, this is not to pass a judgment on others, but it's clearly for a yung nilalagay ko lang ads yung mga iba na pinaghirapan natin, pero yung iba, hindi ko nilalagay. So, pag the topic is, malapit sa puso, dapat no ads yan, no monetization whatsoever. So yun yung public service natin, yeah.
Sabihin, progressive ka pa rin.
Oo naman, Ronald.
Kahit mainstream ka na, you're still a swinging progressive.
Oo naman, Ronald. Don't be
Kasi
fooled.
swinging lang eh. Ako swinging lang. Ikaw, you're a swinging progressive. Pero marami nagtatanong yung ating threesome ni Leloy eh.
Oo, si RRL.
Ba't daw putol? Parang
Di ba meron tayong technical... Kasi sa Baguio, ang bagal ng internet ko eh.
Kala ko na ayos mo yun.
Hindi, Ronald, mas masama pa nangyari. Yung kay Sunny Africa, in-interview ko siya ng 2 days after us. Oh my God, inang beses inulit-ulit namin. Parang kasi ang topic namin, oligarchs, conglomerates, Sabi ko, parang sinasabotage tayo. Yung dalawang option mo sa internet, parehong, alam mo na, di ba, conglomerates. So, sabi ko,
ang dami nagte-text sa akin, okay yung kanyo ah. Kaso putol. Ulit-ulit, yung iba, putol. Nasaan yung kalugtong?
Hindi, pero Ronald, yung ginagawa natin, hindi, siguro yung putol, yung live version ng YouTube, pero sa Facebook, okay naman eh, dire-diretso. So the audio should be perfect, kuha lahat. Naputol.
Wala kasi akong Facebook eh.
Yeah, I'll forward to you yung Facebook version.
Dami
So,
nagtatanong.
hindi masasayang bro, walang masasayang kasi the audio, kaya nga may live tayo on the side is because the audio will be there. Just in case things go wrong. Kaya even yung kay Sunny na sobrang sabog yung internet, I don't know why bigla. Nakuha ko na lahat ng audio, so at least we have the proper audio. So don't worry, si Carl Liamas, let's set up another one with si paring RRL, Leloy. And then I was also talking to Cristiano Ronaldo para isama niyo sa akin. Si Christian yata gusto niya, production level. Sabi niya, I'll be, sabi ko, hindi, relax lang, zoom lang muna tayo. Let's start, wag tayo mag-advance mag-isip, lang tayo, chill lang tayo, di ba?
Pag nangyayari yun, the podcast of the decade.
Oo, na yan. That's the ultimate collab talaga.
Dalawang mainstream podcaster, tsaka isang asshole.
Basta hindi ako yung isa. Baala kayo magpumili sinong sa inyo, dalawa. No, I mean, Ronald, kamusta yung ni Christian? Meron kayong picture-picture pa na glamour shot saan ba yan? Nagsi-shot-shot lang kayo dyan sa
sa UP Sunken Garden.
Wow, sa UP pa naman kayo, territory ko yan. Harap-harapan nyo. What are you doing, Ronald?
Nagsasawa na sa mga zoom, no? Tapos
You do not invite me.
Yan, ganda ng kalmo, no? Armani suits mo, no?
You do not invite me.
Hindi naman kami pwede mag-Armani. So, doon na lang kami sa fishball. No, kumakain kami ng fishball.
Wait lang, let me be very clear.
Pero ang kanya, ang topic na ron, no? Ang topic na ron, how I became me. Paano daw ako naging me?
Wow,
no?
Oprah.
Inauna ka na ron, di ba? Ginawa mo yun dati. Di ba?
Tony Gonzaga level pala yung ginawa niyong dalawa
yun
eh.
ang tanong niya, no? Binago niya yung
Ay nako,
format.
Ronald, for all my Armani suits and all, wala pa akong production team. Sobrang mga isang camera lang ng phone, napaka low cost pa rin na Ilocano budget. Eh si Christian parang naka-setup pa eh nung in-interview niya yung mayor namin. Meron camera here, meron camera there, may lighting, gano'n.
Hindi naman, isa lang naman.
Ah, ganun ba? Alam mo may
Kaya
production.
dapat kumuha ka na rin ng gano'n kahit isa.
Alam mo,
Ayusin yung
Ronald.
technicals, di ba? Ayusin yung paano.
Oo, yun ang kailangan ko invest eh.
Kaya minsan nagkakaproblema yung aking wifi dahil pala.
Oo, Ronald, kailangan natin mag-invest sa natin, mga vlogger logistics natin. Si Christian medyo advanced, may merchandise pa nga siya, di ba? Facts first and all. Gagawa rin ako ng version ko, yung purple version. Maghanap pa ako ng graphic designer. Tapos,
Binigyan din ako ni Michael Pahati ng Politiscope t-shirt. Di ba? Tsaka bag.
ay nako, Ronald, nagpaparinig ka na naman.
Doris Bigornia eh. Sabi ko, Doris, nakakatulong ako rito Sabi ko, ilan ba dapat bago bigyan niyo ako ng t-shirt? Ng Terrio City Servicio.
Wait, Ronald. Di ba yung isang agenda natin dito, balik tayo sa TV5 ng show natin, gawa tayo ng sarili natin show. Hindi, pero gawa tayo ng sarili natin, yung parang wag po. Pero meron kayo sa gabi, ano yung bagong with sila Jove? Meron kayong, sa totoo lang, sa totoo.
Storycon. Hindi, sa totoo lang, dati pa yun. Merong ginawa bago si Patrick at si Edlin Gao. Storycon. The stories behind.
Oh. 4 p.m. yan, di ba? Na-interview nila ako nung...
Yes, nag-guest ako dun twice, no?
Yes.
Gusto nila maging regular ako. Pero nag-a-adjust pa sila eh. Nag-a-adjust pa.
Hopefully, no, baka para magkaroon din tayong version. Kasi dami nagko-comment pag nagpo-post tayong dalawa. Nako, favorite ko yung nagwag po kayong dalawa. Ang kulit-kulit nyo. Ang dadaldal yung dalawa, di ba? Meron yung time, parang 45.
Sa Storycon, kailangan naka-Armani suit. Yung suits ko, divisoria lang eh. Divisoria lang eh.
Alam mo, Ronald, yung mga ganyan style mo, Ronald, yan ang nagbibigay ng authenticity sa'yo. Na kunyari, progressive ka pa rin. Sa totoo lang, mas progressive ako sa'yo.
Swinging progressive. Ako, just swinging.
Basta, wag na tayo, baka papuntang swinger na tong topic na to. Bago pumunta tayo sa delikadong...
Minsan, pag-usapan natin yung love life mo, tingin ko mas tataas ang ratings mo niya, no? Yung love life mo.
Talagang,
Daming naghihintay dyan.
Ronald, kay Christian na lang tayo magpa-interview din tayo ng mga ganyan, mga marites, no? Gawa tayo ng marites na RRC. Now, ito, Ronald, let's talk about it. So later this week, I'm hoping to interview also Leila, of course. Christian had a fantastic interview also with Senator Delima, so just people to check that. So, alam mo na, I always make sure na I and Christian bring different perspective to similar issues para lang, enrich yung discussion. Going back to Leila issue, anong basa mo kay Harry Roque na biglang, ay, itong judge na nag-oversee nung ni Leila, ay favorite student ko, yung mga ganyan. Like, what is he trying to do there? Anong basa mo? Takot siya na siyang susunod siya dun sa listahan ni Delima ng mga tormentors niya, or he's trying to whitewash, he's trying to reboot his image, or nakikirelevant lang siya? What's going on there?
Well, nagba-backpedal siya. Dahil nung unang days ng paglaya ni Laila, ay todo ang tira nila ni Panelo. I-echo nila yung sentiments ng kanilang master, si ex-President Duterte.
Right.
Tapos partly siguro nakita nila na public sentiment is not with them. No?
Right.
Siguro nakita nila na yung mga statements ni ex-President Duterte ay medyo papunta na sa extreme statement. So, sinusubukan nilang, siyempre, tingin nila sa sarili nila, especially si Harry, meron pa siyang political future. Unlike si Digong na medyo suicide bomber na. No? Diba, nearing 80 ka na, tapos ex-president ka, diba? Kung ka na.
Sunset na. Sunset package.
Na-realize nila, Harry Roque, hindi pa naman kami zero-sum game Pwede pa kaming magkaroon ng political future if we play our cards right. So tingin ko nagsa-soft pedal sila, back pedal sila. Tinitignan nila kung pwede pa sila mag-adjust, no? Unlike the president, no? Dahil baka ayaw din nila maipit dito sa mga nagbubungguang mga elepante, di ba? Tayo naman, pag nagbubungguan yung elepante, medyo tatabi tayo ng konti, di ba? Manonood na lang tayo, labas ng popcorn, no? Baka na-realize din nila.
Anong animal ba tayo, Ronald? Kung elepante
Ano,
sila,
no?
tayo ba zebra, lion, hyena? Basta hindi ako grass.
Mga daga. Dahil minsan kasi yung elepante natatakot sa daga, di ba? O yan. So, pag muna tayo, no? Ang problema sa daga, kahit kinakatakutan ng elepante, pag napakan, aksidente, patay. Di ba? So, pa lang tayo. Gilid-gilid lang tayo. Tayo mga daga.
So, Ronald, you're saying what's happening here is like Bongo meeting PCG, making strong statements on West Philippine Sea kasi malapit na
Yes,
election.
so,
It's all part of the
China.
reboot, pa-patriotic kasi malapit na
Nagulat nga ako
elections.
kay Francis Tolentino, who is a PDP laban, di ba?
And trabaho niya, yung trabaho mo kay Digong. I mean, yung political advisor. Oh.
Basa ko yung statement siya kahapon, no? Pinapagalitan yung National Security Council
Right.
for rejecting yung offer ng Anti-Lito Coalition na balak pumunta sa BRP Sierra Madre with a Christmas convoy, People's Convoy.
Right.
No? Pinalatan niya yung NSC, no? For discouraging this coalition to bring Christmas cheer, Christmas gifts to BRP Sierra Madre.
Right.
No? Talagang very sharp. Dapat nga, ang sinasabi ni Francis Tolentino, dapat protektahan ng NSC itong convoy na ito. Imbis na i-discourage. No? Imbis na, di ba, biro mo, PDP laban yan, Cabinet Secretary yan ni Digong.
Right.
Tapos ngayon ay very critical sa China at kinikriticize mismo ang National Security Council for discouraging this convoy. No? Kaya may mga forces ngayon at play na ang tingin nila ay they are moving beyond yung kanilang previous narrative.
Yeah,
Na nakatali
previous
sa former
positioning.
president.
Yeah, previous
Siguro
positioning.
nakita nila writing on the wall. Teka, untenable ito
Yeah.
Bata pa naman kami, may future pa kami, no? Kasing edad lang naman namin si Richard Zaidarian, no? Na nakikita mo, umaalago all over the place. So baka nainggit sila kay Richard na ito si Richard, umaalago. Kami, what are we doing? Are we committing political suicide?
Yeah,
Are we
exactly.
jumping in place?
Delix
No?
tayo dyan.
Oo. So, alam mo naman, yung mga ambitions nila, binabalikan nila na should we go down with Duterte? Di ba? Should we join him sa ICC? No? Sa korte? Sa bagay, maganda yung mga kulungan doon. No? So,
Mamaya tayo sa kulungan dyan. Oh.
Sino yung mga nakikita nila writing on the wall?
Correct. Now, Ronald, let me push back a little bit. Not on this issue per se. I completely agree with you na clearly ang first na nag-reboot si Francis Tolentino. In fact, I remember him earlier this year. He was talking about quadrilateral security cooperation, Philippines, Australia, Japan. It was like, wait lang, parang si Haydarian na nagsasabi na. Wait lang, parang line ko yan Anyway,
Ang hirap i-spell nun
pero feeling ko kahit Tolentino pwede pa kasi diba nag-masters pa siya ng law ulit na international law, so may mga ganyan siyang drama. Pero si Bongo ang interesting, di ba, na not long after yung arrangement sa special envoy ish sa China, biglang nag-patriotism siya, pa-disappoint. And then si Robin Hood,
yung latest sa aggressive moves ng China.
Tapos yung beshi mo, si Robin Hood Padilla, medyo nag-change tone na rin ng konti, pero siya lay ataling sundalo sa sa kampo na yan na medyo pumipitik-pitik pa rin no?
Kaya hindi ko na siya kinukan. Hindi ko na siya away, no? Hindi ko siya inaaway. Mabait na ako.
Yeah.
No?
But Ronald, ang dami natin mga special guest dito. But Ronald, but let me push back against this. Ang nag-release ng statement ang Philippine Coast Guard spokesman si Jay Tariela na yung gagawin yung convoy ng ATIC, nakikita sa EDSA yung advertisement, ganyan. Like, this is not cleared by the Philippine government. This is not necessarily in coordination with the Philippine government. I think ang concern nila is that, siguro, no, na gagamitin ng China ito to also do their own version of kunyari, pero of course kunyari sa kanila kasi hindi naman sila demokrasya, nothing can be done without the coordination of the government, unlike in the Philippines na may demokrasya. Ang fear kasi dito, Ronald, is once we go down that road of allowing the civil society to be more actively engaged in civil society, the Chinese will do their people's war at sea. Alam mo na yan, di ba? Ginagawa ng Soviet Union yan, ginawa ng China yan. And once it goes into that, medyo delikado na. Kasi you can imagine, Ronald, paano kung yung China magpadala din ng million-million na turista kunyari dyan, di ba? And that creates complications. And I remember, panahon yun ni Aquino pa lang, pinag-usapan itong potentially using a whole-of-nation approach. And I think that was vetoed during Pinoy's time because there was precisely this concern about China using this as a pretext to elevate the situation. So, I'm just trying to explain where probably the government is coming from, Ronald. They're not against the spirit and principle you're doing. They're looking at the operational implications and how China may abuse it. So, anong response mo dyan, Ronald? So, I'm just playing the devil's advocate, or rather, I'm saying the government side of this.
You always do.
Yeah. So,
You can have orange, no?
yeah, and the government side, they're not necessarily the same. But Ronald, what is your take on that argument?
Well,
Na baka naman you're just giving China a pretext.
Well, initially, it's apples and oranges. Parang mahirap i-compare yung People's Convoy ng mga bangka, no? Papunta sa BRP Sierra Madre with paroles and lanterns and gifts and even Christmas trees, no?
Right.
Going to a rusty World War II ship with I think 20 soldiers or so, no? Bringing gifts. Mahirap i-replicate yan ng China at mahirap yan tanggapin ng mundo as the same. No?
Right.
Not by a stretch of the imagination na pwedeng i-package ng China that they are just doing the same. Kahit yan ay civil society, people's convoy. Pero balikan ko lang muna what happened para malinaw yung context. Last week, naglabas ng statement ang National Security Council through Yusek Malaya. To Yusek Malaya na sinasabi niya na dinidiscourage namin ito. Tingin namin ay very tense yung sitwasyon sa Ayungin. Ang suggestion namin, pumunta na lang sila sa ibang lugar. No? Pumunta na sa ibang lugar. Pero this was unofficial. So, kamat may letter yung atin ito.
Right.
I'm just a supporter and an observer. No?
Right.
Hindi naman wala ako sa leadership ng atin ito.
Right.
No? Ay, gumawa sila ng letter. No? Asking permission from the Coast Guard and the National Security Council, no, for coordination.
Right.
They're not asking for a permit. No, dahil ang tingin naman nila dito sa West Philippine Sea ay kwanto. Parang kwanto front yard ng ating bansa.
Right.
Bakit kailangan mo nang magpaalam?
Sa China.
Para pumunta sa iyong front yard, no?
Right,
Dahil
right.
ginagawa naman ito lahat ng mga mangingisda di ba? Nandun yung Coast Guard to protect them, not
Right.
to give them permission to fish. Parang ganun din in principle, yung idea yata nitong People's Convoy.
Right.
No? Kaya gumawa sila ng letter formally sa Coast Guard at sa National Security Council for coordination. Para walang away, walang misunderstanding, no. So unofficially, umanswer si Yusek Malaya.
Right.
Ito nga yung sinabi niya.
Ronald, can I sorry.
Natuloy yung press con ng atin ito ng Monday. At sinagot nila itong unofficial comment ni Yusek Malaya na they're still going to continue. Actually, kasama nga nila for the first time si Rear Admiral Ong.
Right.
No, kasama ron at si Congressman Kabuchan for the first time as Magdalo. Hindi kasi available si Senator Sani Trillanes. At saka si Boy Camacho nung RAM, Reform the Armed Forces Movement. First time na nagkasama sa isang press con yung Magdalo at saka RAM, no?
Yeah. Odd bedfellows bigla ngayon.
Yeah, tapos nandun din for the first time yung Magsaysay Awardee, Kadodoy Balyon.
Right.
The first fisherman to get a Magsaysay Awardee. No? So, nandun din yung Vice Chairman ng National Anti-Poverty Commission, no, for fishermen and farmers. So, medyo maraming bago na wala nung kanilang first one. Of course, nandun si Senator Risa Hontiveros, etc. No? So, sinagot nila yung unofficial comment ni Yusek Malaya na we're not asking permission, we're asking for coordination, We appreciate itong kanilang sagot, pero sana ma-formalize. Sana ma-formalize. The formal letter yung pinadala nila for coordination. On the same day, naglabas ng formal letter ang National Security Council formalizing yung statement ni Yusek Malaya.
Ronald, will you allow me to read the letter para lang alam ng mga
Yes.
kaibigan natin? So this is a press release by the National Security Council, November 21st, 2023 by the Strategic Communications Office. So this is Jonathan Malaya, Assistant Director General and Spokesman of National Security Council. Of course, some of you have already heard him on my other interviews and podcasts, including this week, no, dun sa show natin. The National Security Council does not support the planned Christmas convoy to BRP Sierra Madre LS-57 sa Ayungin Shoal or any similar undertaking to the said shoal. While we support in principle the intent of the Ateneo Coalition to bring holiday cheer to our West Philippine Sea frontliners, undertaking such a convoy to Ayungin Shoal at this time of heightened tensions between the Philippines and China is ill-advised. We encourage them instead to undertake the Christmas convoy to our other occupied features in the Calayan group of islands where Philippine troops and civilians can be found. Other than Ayungin, they can visit the following features: Lawak Island, Kota Island, Likas Island, Pag-asa Island, Parola Island, Panata Island, Patag Island, and Rizal Reef. They're also frontliners in those features, and they also deserve Christmas goodies and donations from the public. By visiting other occupied features, the Christmas convoy would be able to visit a vaster area of the West Philippine Sea and thereby more fully realize their stated goal of improving the living circumstances and operational capabilities of fisherfolk and other civilian communities. If they wish, they can also turn over to the Philippine Navy and PCG yung Christmas donation para kami na lang daw magbigay sa kanila. So finally, our troops in Ayungin Shoal are well supplied by the Philippine Navy, AFP, supported by the Philippine Coast Guard through the regular RORE resupply missions. There is therefore no need for civilian Christmas convoy mission at this time. So, so there are multiple here. First of all, baka di na lang kayo pupunta sa iba na hindi kasing kagulo, pero mahalaga din naman. At pangalawa, kami naman nag-resupply, so pwede naman ibigay sa amin. At in fact, we are already doing that. So, they're both questioning why this shoal in particular when there is a risk of clashes, and why not just leave it to us to do the job, because after all this is our mandate. And three, why not go to the other islands like Pag-asa or Patag or Rizal or Parola, where there are also frontliners that will appreciate your Christmas support?
I think they totally missed the point. For us, of our West Philippine Sea, whether we like it or not, is the BRP Sierra Madre. Kaya nga hinaharas yung mga supply ships dahil it is literally a rusty thorn. This rusty ship is a rusty thorn in the side of China. Diba? Wala namang, hindi naman pumupunta yung China, at least di pa, pumupunta sa Pag-asa or yung ilang mga touristic islands or islets na nabanggit nila. So, kumbaga, the symbol of our struggle for the West Philippine Sea, whether we like it or not, is the BRP Sierra Madre. Na hindi pwedeng gawin o wasakin ng China without invoking the possibility of the Mutual Defense Treaty, because this is an active battleship.
Right.
Kaya ang ginagawa nila, sinasakal nila, tinatanggalan nila ng supply, tinatanggalan nila ng oxygen, di ba? Para kusa tayo umalis. So this becomes the front line of our battleground for our EEZ, for our sovereign rights. No? Ito yung one. Some might call, nandyan yung drama. Some might call, yan yung nangangailangan, no? Ng tulong. Some might call, yan yung kailangan maikalat sa buong bansa as the symbol of our fight against Chinese aggression. So, yan yung pan. At ang habol dito, kaya nga People's Convoy, Christmas Convoy, ay para mahimo yung mga ordinaryong Pilipino na by at least in spirit ay makasama rito, no? Kumbaga as a parallel track beyond the government initiatives at saka government efforts. Sabi nga ng mga media, bakit naman kami sasama, no, sa isang convoy papunta ng Pag-asa? no? Ba't kami po sasama sa isang na hindi naman siya simbolo of what's happening, no? Ba't kami gagastos at pagpapadala ng TV crew, no? Ng foreign correspondents, no? Dito sa mga touristic safe islands, no? Tama, pwede naman namin ipadala yung mga donations sa Coast Guard, sila na lang magbahagi, no? Pero hindi ba nila nakita yung political objective nitong convoy na ito, no? Of course, marami na nagbibigay, no? Pero kahit papaano, limited yan eh. So we can only, itong limited donations na ito ay kailangan i-focus namin to a particular community or target. We cannot give it to everyone. Kundi wala nang impact. Halimbawa, we were able to raise solar panels, Christmas gifts, at saka bigas para sa isang community sa Baho de Masinloc, sa Scarborough. Ito yung community nung si Superman, si Ka Arnel, yung nakipag-patintero sa Chinese Coast Guard, no? Nakita nyo 2 months ago. So yung community niya, yun yung bibigyan namin. Dahil nga, hindi naman namin pwede bigyan lahat ng communities. No? So, okay yung suggestion ng Coast Guard, suggestion ng NSC na, bigyan na lang, kami na lang mag-distribute. Pero, hindi yan yung purpose ng convoy. No? Hindi yan, in a way, they're putting China on call, on the record. No? At hindi naman mangyayari yung sinasabi nilang delikado dahil susunod naman yung convoy with the Coast Guard. Malayo pa lang, kung nakita nila may mga Chinese vessels na parating, itigil na yan. Itigil na yan at aatras na yan. No? But the point was given, no, that as people's convoy, a civil society convoy, no, are conscious of our responsibilities as ordinary citizens to support the BRP Sierra Madre. The BRP Sierra Madre is unlike any other vessel right now. It is the symbol of our struggle. No? It is a symbol of our resistance against Chinese aggression. The biggest navy in the world, the biggest armed forces in the world, no? Yun yung symbol na yan.
Ako kasi, Ronald, yeah. Again, I get what you're saying. Ang thing ko lang kasi is, we are transitioning into a new status quo dyan sa BRP Sierra Madre because kailangan natin refurbish yan. At the same time, for the first time in 7 years or so, sobrang assertive na tayo doon. So even China is panicking and scrambling and we're still trying to figure out how do we coordinate this with our allies, with the US, but also with partners, joint patrols in the area. So siguro ang point ng government dito is, can you just give us a little bit of time? Let's find a proper, stable status quo, relatively stable, and then maybe later on you can come in. But now is just not the best time for this. And kaya nga, we are paid the taxpayers' money to take care of our national interests. Bakit kayo nandun? I think that is where the concern of where the government comes in. And the second thing is, Ronald, what is your assurance na China might not do something stupid and i-water cannon niya yung mga kababayan natin na civil society na wala naman training with mga potentially violent situations, and that might lead to a very dangerous situation. Escalation.
Unlike the supply boats and the Coast Guard, no, hindi naman ipipilit eh. No, the Coast Guard will inform us, malayo pa, meron ng mga Chinese vessel. Titigil na, siguro konting na magmimisa sila, no, or magpo-programa, or siguro kakanta ng sandali si Noel Cabangon, no, or kung nandun si Manny Pacquiao, no, kakaway-kaway siya, no, baka daw kasi sumama si Manny Pacquiao eh, no, doon sa convoy, no.
Si Robin Hood hindi sasama.
So baka separate na bangka siya. So magkakaroon ng ganung
high-speed
program, no. Sasabihin ng Coast Guard, malayo pa. Tigil, atras. Dahil hindi yan pipilit na mag-proceed, no? May mga pari na kasama, possibly a bishop, di ba?
Right.
So magkukan sila. Kaya lang pinipilit sana na this time, dahil Christmas na eh. Hindi naman kasi Christmas sa February. Siguro gagawa kami Valentine's Convoy. Gusto mo yun, Valentine's Convoy sa February 14. No? Pero ngayon, it's supposed to be a Christmas convoy, no? Dahil ito yung kultura at saka religion.
But Ronald, why not last year? Why not 2 years ago? Why not 5 years ago? So you're saying, dahil si Digong yung president noon?
Hindi lang, dahil ngayon lang kasi nakita-kita itong, sabi ko nga, nagkausap lang ito nung buhay si Secretary De Rosario at si nakita sila sa isang conference with Father Edicio de la Torre. Si Father Edicio de la Torre merong show sa CNN, the way forward, tawag nila ay the blue economy. No? So,
Right.
napag-usapan nila dyan yung kalagayan ng mga mangingisda at saka Coast Guard. So sabi nila, why can't we make a more sustained effort, no, to honor them and to support them? Pero parallel dyan, education. Dahil maraming Pilipino hindi alam what is UNCLOS. Maraming Pilipino hindi alam ano ba yung karapatan natin sa West Philippine Sea. Ano ba itong away sa BRP Sierra Madre? So parallel dyan, no, is partly educational. That's why they made a 3-4 minute documentary, animation about the West Philippine Sea for beginners na ginagamit ngayon sa mga campus tours. No? Ngayon, nagsimula yung caravan para ipepresent yan, kakanta si Noel Cabangon nung ginawa niyang kanta about the West Philippine Sea, tapos may mga speeches. So, kailangan, parallel yan natin sa convoy. So,
Again, Ronald, it's not clear to me na you can do all of that educational animation and all of those civil society, whole of nation approach, but you can do it in coordination with the PCG and the Philippine Navy. Kasi parang nagpa-parallel, pero hindi happy yung government agency and there's a fear of escalation. And kaya it's not mutually exclusive. You can still do all of those things. Bakit kailangan na nandun kayo mismo sa Panatag Shoal?
Lahat ng caravan na yan, lahat ng concerts na yan, may free concerts na 29 lahat yan ay parang build up for the convoy. The convoy is the dramatic event na hindi yan kayang gawin ng Pag-asa. Pupunta ka sa Pag-asa, can that disrupt? Can that catalyze? No? Sa ngayon kasi, it's the PRP Sierra Madre, whether we like it or not. No? Yan yung front line eh. No?
So Ronald, if there'll be a crisis in Pag-asa, then pupunta kayo dun sa kung saan may crisis. Let's say, remember in Pag-asa, ang problema is may mga militia ng China. Papadala sila ng hindi naman libo-libo, pero daan-daan mga militia forces to surround Pag-asa, bullying us. So what you're saying is whenever there's a worst case scenario, that's where you want to go as a convoy? Isn't that like dangerous? Isn't that what we should avoid? That if you can symbolically and operationally support the Philippine government, but by going to the most dangerous place, aren't you like daredeviling this thing?
Oh, because there's no ship in Pag-asa. No? In Ayungin, there's this rusting BRP Sierra Madre na we're almost sure gusto nilang tanggalin. Hindi naman nila pwede tanggalin yung island ng Pag-asa. Diba? Ito ay isang permanent outpost. A lonely permanent outpost sa dulo ng ating EEZ. No? Yun yung value niya. Diba? Yan yung, there's no other, wala yan sa Ayung, wala pa yan sa Scarborough. Although, even before they were planning to do that.
Sana. Yeah, exactly.
Ang meron lang yan is Ayungin. Diba? No? Pag-asa is an island. Perhaps yung mga periphery niyan, hinaharas, no, etc. As well as a lot of places in the West Philippine Sea. But BRP Sierra Madre is the symbol na talagang tatanggalin yan. They're setting the predicate, no, para tayo mismo umatras.
Well, I think the more correct term, Ronald, is the frontier now, right? I mean, symbols we can talk about. But Ronald, so essentially, just to be clear, again, you see what I'm doing? I'm interrogating this argument because I want to also understand where is the government and our friends they're also coming from. Ganito, so your argument, Ronald, is there are two things that make Second Thomas Shoal very special. One is because alanganin yung situation natin dyan. Kasi yung Sierra Madre, medyo, we don't know how long it's gonna last. Unlike Pag-asa, meron na tayong mga community, may isla na talaga dyan. But the second,
ginugupit natin yung barriers.
Exactly. But the second one, which I think is very important that you mention is, and I agree with this part very much, is, well, bakuran talaga natin, literally, this is not an island, it's just a low tide elevation within our exclusive economic zone. China doesn't even have any business being there. And by sending the Philippine civil society, you're reminding the world that China doesn't even have a territory to claim there because hindi po territory yung second, it's just a low tide elevation. So that's easy of the Philippines. It's like going to Luneta, right? It's part of the Philippines, continental shelf and easy.
Front yard, no? And dagdag lang, this is a convoy with paroles, Christmas lights,
Right.
Christmas tree. Some of them has Belen, and then Christmas gifts. no? Pag yan yung hinarang, kahit malayo, yung mga Chinese vessels, no, to be safe, kahit yan hinarang, anong itsura niyan sa buong Pilipinas? Diba? Anong itsura niyan sa mundo? Diba?
So you want to galvanize. So you want to galvanize support.
Yes, unarmed, small fishing
Para alam
vessels.
kung gagawin niyo dyan.
40 of them, no? With paroles, Christmas tree, some with Santa Claus, some with Belen, no? No? Non-threatening, just bringing Christmas cheer, no?
But yun nga, Ronald, China doesn't see it as non-threatening. China sees it as a direct challenge to their
Yes,
claim.
but it doesn't matter, no? Doesn't matter. Anong image ng China sa mga Pilipino? No? Bringing Christmas cheer. Anong image nila in other parts of the world, no?
Pangit na yung image nila. Kailangan pa natin papangitan pa. Pangit na.
Yes. Yes, pero ang problema,
Yeah.
the Filipinos hindi pa nila alam what is UNCLOS. What is the entitlements in the West Philippine Sea? Ano ba yung nine-dash line? Ano ba yung BRP Sierra Madre? Tayo alam natin yan. But what percentage of the Filipino understand this thing? So, as a catalyst, no? Sabi nga natin
So
kanina,
it's a catalyst.
pwede
Exactly. It's a rallying point you're looking at.
Yes, pwede naman magkaroon ng educational program, pwede naman magkaroon ng concert, pwede naman magpan. Pero, to catalyze that, for everybody
Ano
to
yung
be
hook mo?
interested, no? There must be an event. And the convoy is the event.
Okay, so I see where you're coming from. I mean, you can see my reservations with this. I'm kind of 50-50 really, honestly, on this. I see the both sides of this argument. Because lahat naman tayo mahal natin ng West Philippine Sea. This is a question of tactics, di ba? What is the best means to protect the Philippine West Philippine Sea? Your argument is, wag tayong magpatakot sa China, wag tayong magpa-intimidate sa China, wala silang basihan to even be there. And it's important that the Filipino people see Filipino people also there, not just military, not just Coast Guard and all. And that would be a catalyst for greater mobilization of society to care about. Okay, I see your argument. Again, I may not exactly agree with it, but at least na narrow down natin bakit ito yung case. Because yun nga, Ronald, outside, I don't think hindi klaro masyado yung two sides of the argument. Kasi usually makita ay na nagmamaganda, nagpapa-relevant. So thank you, Ronald, for being the de facto spokesman of the ating ito movement. All that.
Which I'm not.
Which you're not. Kaya nga sabi ko de facto, di ba? And I didn't want to act as de facto spokesman for the government. But we're just doing this for the sake of argument. Again, lahat tayo mahal natin ng West Philippines. We're just...
Basta ang bottom line ay
Yes.
ayaw ng coalition na makaaway ang Coast Guard, na makaaway ang NSA.
Yes.
So maghahanap sila ng what's the best compromise.
Yeah, exactly. What is the possible compromise?
Na hindi malalagay in harm's way yung civil society, but at the same time drive the point na ito ay ating bakuran.
Yeah.
Ito ay ating front lawn, no? Na dapat walang sasabi sa atin kung sino ang pwede pumunta. Yun nga ang kalagayan ng ating fishermen sa harassment Di ba? Ang gusto natin ay kasama natin sila. So, may sasamang trade unions, may sasamang students. So, hindi lang sila purely mangingisda.
Right.
May sasamang church, no? Dahil hindi pa ito ginawa No, hindi pa ito ginawa. At iba yung mangyayari kung pupunta ka lang sa Pag-asa. No?
Right.
Ibang-iba yung impact. Even the media, no, sinasabi yun. No?
Ineche, pwera mo na yung Pag-asa. Yun ang pinakamahalaga sa atin. But again, but
okay naman yun.
I clarified,
Okay naman
yeah. Thank you so much, Secretary Liamas, de facto spokesman. I'm kidding. No. We needed this discussion kasi that's why we're here, di ba? Tara, hindi naman tayo mga lang dito, like singing each other's song. No, we're here talaga to examine issues and strategy, and this is as strategy as it can get. Yeah.
Kaya maganda yung R&R dahil yung R&R nagdedebate, no?
Ang dalawang makulit.
dalawang devil's advocate.
Ayan, delikado tayo dyan.
Sino mas devilish?
Ikaw yung devil, ako yung advocate. Thank you so much, Secretary Liamas, on that. Now, in the next episode, balikan muna natin ulit yung the whole Delima, the whole Harry Roque issue. But there's another thing we also have to discuss. President Marcos Jr. recently was in Hawaii, and there's a lot of discuss about